All right, so Lions have OTAs starting tomorrow, and then OTAs, I think they start Wednesday next week. They run for 3 days. So the kids were in town, and the adults are set to join them. This is after the rookie mini camp they had. We want to preview OTAs a little bit. And we'll start with in-house players that we want to see evidence that they are going to be better, that they are going to take a step forward. So I want to combine the likelihood that the player takes a step forward and the necessity for the player that takes the step forward to make him the guy. So who would you say fits in the category of an in-house player? So we're looking at younger guys, last couple of drafts. Younger guys in-house that are likely to take a step forward, coupled with the need for that player to step forward.
I think it starts with Jameson Williams. I mean, you need him to take a big step forward because you're counting on him to be your number 2 receiver right now. So all the opportunity is there in front of him. We saw him make progress almost week by week last year, which was kind of cool to see. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping another offseason of working with Jared Goff and the other receivers is going to help him out to be one of these guys that can maybe now he can make the adjustments on the deeper passes that are, when thrown over the right shoulder and he's got to go over the left shoulder, whatever it is, that he looks the part. I think it starts with him. There are obviously others have to do it too, but I think if you get that kind of production out of JMO, the offense isn't going to skip a beat and they're going to be better than what they were last year.
Okay, so outside of JMO, I kind of came down to 2 guys. I think one, I for some reason have a growing faith in this player, and I put him in the likelihood category. And that's Josh Paschal.
That's not who I thought you were going to say.
But the other one is James Houston.
That's not who I thought you were going to say.
I think I'm keeping a close eye on Paschal. And given the resource they put in to get him of a second-round pick, there was something, and remember, he was hurt. He was slowed by that injury, started to come on and had some flashes of good play last year. I'm going to keep a close eye on Paschal here moving forward, with sort of also a side eye at James Houston going, you showed something, man. You showed something it's incredibly valuable. And, last year, obviously with the injury early on, losing him really did suck. But I would probably go with Paschal as far as likelihood combined with opportunity and necessity. But the Jameson Williams call is so good. Because Jameson Williams, let's just go by the idea that what if he is Justin Jefferson and he's playing with Amon-Ra? I'm not sure how much the whole third receiver thing matters, because that third receiver is a role player, is an option that you just need to be reliable, because that person's going to get no attention from opposing defensive coordinators. If Jameson Williams can be the high end of what he's expected to be, he and Amon-Ra are going to take up all the attention of opposing defensive coordinators, and that third guy just do some work. You don't need much out of him.
It would be nice.
Yep.
It would be nice. I'll give you a guy on defense. First of all, I thought you were going to say Melon Fanu was your guy.
Okay.
To take a big step forward based on what he did last year, where he really stepped up and became a playmaker from the safety position. But it's a big year. It's a year 2, but it's a big year for Broderick Martin to show that he belongs. And there were some pictures that were released over the weekend of him just looking absolutely ripped.
Yeah, that caught some people's attention, didn't it?
I mean, he's listed at 6'5" and 330. I don't think he's 330 anymore. If this guy is as strong and ripped as we think he is, he could really take a giant leap forward, because he's got that length that you look for, but he's a defensive tackle and he's strong as hell. So there's something there to work with. And now you've got this defensive line coach who's supposed to be a guru. Okay, let's put it together and let's see, along with your Paschal, it's kind of like the same thing, that these guys have the opportunity, and James Houston too. All these guys in the defensive line, it feels like there's so much opportunity there. Throw Marcus Davenport in the mix. He's a new guy to this team, and they've got a lot of guys there that you feel have yet to reach their ceiling or anywhere near reaching your ceiling. And a couple of those guys, they are so young. Let's see it.
It's just so weird because I think we did this last year, and we were like, all right, who else can step up here? And we started listing guys, not like, is it Charles Harris, Witch Aquara? No, nobody really did.
No.
And so we're doing it again. We feel like that solution might be in-house.
Hope it's in-house.
But there's no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing. We're just, it's a little bit of a wing and a prayer. But there is the question, and I always have this, I have faith in Brad Holmes. Why did Brad Holmes take Josh Pascal in the second round? Why did Brad Holmes trade up to get Broderick Martin? Like, I don't think our guy's a dummy. He's not. So what is it about these players that, you know, because he came, they put resources into getting these guys. We haven't seen them live up to the resources they put into them. But the fact that Brad Holmes wanted them has me interested. Khang, you got a thought on this?
Well, to go back to that real quick, Brad Holmes is really good at what he's done here, right? We all know that. But he's not going to bat 1,000 either, Doug. So just because he traded up for certain guys doesn't mean they're going to pan out.
True.
But that fact that the other guys that he's drafted, I think it's great that we have so many possibilities that we can pick from. You know, they're young, and what they do, they draft, develop, and sign their own guys, right? Well, so we're in the development phase for a lot of these guys, and there's a lot of guys, like I said, we can pick from. I'm going to sound repetitive here, but I agree with Gator. I think it's Jameson Williams. What he showed at the end of last year, and not just like in garbage time, it was the playoffs when he scored 2 touchdowns against the Niners when everything was on the line. He showed why they went up and got him because he's got explosive playmaking abilities. He scores touchdowns. He makes big plays, whether he catches the ball or you hand it off to him. I think with his opportunity that he's going to get this year, because that's the question you kind of asked, Doug, to start this.
Yeah.
If he elevates himself to a solid number 2, if not 1B type receiver as far as production, you know, because every team in the league now has at least 2 receivers, it seems like, right? I think the Lions were working with 1 in St. Brown, and the reason the third receiver is so important in the Lions because 2 and 3 were kind of like, 2, 3, 4 in kind of the same sphere, right? But if Jameson becomes that solid 2 or 1B, that third receiver, like you said, isn't going to be as necessary as it was last year. So you fill in on DPJ or Khalif Raymond. Of course, Laporta and Gibbs are going to get theirs. I think Jameis got that such a great high ceiling that I think he can come close to it that you're not going to worry about the third receiver. So I got Jameis taking that opportunity this year.